When the Knicks brought in Jalen Brunson, Stephen A. Smith went on ESPN and used his platform to criticize the move, arguing that Brunson was not Kevin Durant, was not the solution, and was not going to bring winning to New York. Now a lot of old clips are resurfacing, and many of those media personalities who doubted him at the time are getting attention again for the way they talked about Jalen Brunson.
Next year, Phil's thinking about coming back. For some reason, Jim doesn't like and doesn't give Phil the proper amount of time to respond, and goes and hires Mike Brown, and that shit was a disaster. You know, people are used to Phil's way, and Mike's way is different, and he definitely didn't have the respect of the locker room, and that was kind of the beginning of, or that was kind of the end, I felt, of Cove's window to possibly win it. Because you got to think.
What about Mike Brown to the Knicks? Will it work? I got one hand saying no.
The one thing about Mike Brown is that first year
is always good. Mike is a great person. He's just, to me, he's not a leader of men. You have to be, I couldn't imagine it now because these kids are making so much money. You have to have the respect of them. And I think Mike is such a nice guy. That's what Mike up. Mike wants to be cool with everyone instead of putting his foot down like, this is my team, this is what's going on. So that's why I feel like I've seen it. He was my coach with the Lakers. We had Mike after Phil Jackson retired. And when I tell you, rest in peace to my dog Cove and Ron Artest, they walked all over that mother. They used to sub themselves in and out of games. I'm just like, oh shit.
Hey, you was about to try it, like, hold on, let me.
I knew better. I'm a little crazy, I'm not stupid. I'm crazy, I'm not stupid. I know I can't sub my motherfucking self in the game, but, and then he came to, I think he learned a lot in Golden State underneath Steve Kerr. I think Mike Brown is a great second chair. Because when you sit in that second chair, if this is the first chair, when I tell you there's such a night and day difference sitting in the head coaching chair, I think Mike is a great assistant coach. I wish him the best, but I've seen it firsthand in Sacramento. His first year came in, brought Golden State's system. They made the playoffs for the first time, and Price and Salati were born, and then he lost the respect of the team quickly. So now you're going to a New York media market that's trying to eat you up. Every mistake. Mike is a good guy. I just don't think the situation is going to work because he's too nice for his own good. Man, I just want to congratulate because I've said some things and I'm sure people have been wanting to point them out. Brunson is your best player. And what's Brunson, 6'3"?
6'2".
If I'm not mistaken, 6'2".
Yeah.
When your best player is that small, to me, it's hard to win championships in the NBA, and that's no disrespect by any means. But I also think I came back and cleared it up and saying what I've always been a fan of Jalen Brunson, what he's been able to do, the way he's played in these playoffs. I mean, he's 27-7, being hot at the right time. And I don't know how many games in a row they've won. 11 straight games, playing their best basketball at the best time. And then also, I'm sure you guys remember I've said stuff about Mike Brown. What about Mike Brown to the Knicks? Will it work? I got one hand saying, fuck no. How about that? He completely kind of refigured the way these guys play offense, but also the minutes that the stars have played. Tibbs, everyone knows Tibbs had these guys running on fumes, come late playoff time. But I think the biggest thing is believing in Jalen Brunson. In a day and age where guys, rightfully so, want all of their money, he took a huge haircut, nearly $100 million, 113 to be exact, holy shit, to make sure this core can stay together. You know, he wanted that money to go to guys and be able to build a good team around him. And it should show a lot of other stars out there that, sometimes you have to make these types of sacrifices. So, you can't say enough good things about Jalen Brunson, what he's been able to do to prove all the non-believers
It's an
wrong.
awful idea. Is Jalen Brunson one of the 10 best point guards in basketball? Maybe he's 10. So yeah, I don't think it's going great for the Knicks, bro.
Jalen Brunson is a nice player. Hope the brother comes, hope he gets paid. But the Knicks are acting like he's KD. I'm going to repeat. Jalen Brunson.
But it is not going to be the type of player that elevates them into contender status.
But again, I don't think this is a move that puts them into playoff contention automatically.
As much as I like his game, there's got to be more for the Knicks.
History says she is right.
When Jalen Brunson signed with the Knicks, Stephen A. Smith went on ESPN and was highly critical of the move. He basically argued that Brunson was not Kevin Durant, was not the player New York needed, and was not going to bring success to the city. Now those comments are getting a lot more attention because old clips are resurfacing, and people are looking back at all the media personalities who dismissed Brunson when the Knicks made that decision.
Do you think the Knicks are here in the Eastern Conference?
Well, I certainly agree with you. They're not getting into that tier. They don't have enough personnel. They don't have the manpower that they need to hang with those guys. I think you're going to get a consistent team like they've been. They're a pretty good team. They're well coached. They're going to be on their defensive game. But at the end of the day, they don't have a dude. You got to have a dude. You got to have a 1A dude. And they're missing that at the end of the day if we're just getting down to brass taxes. Sorry.
I didn't want to disagree with Becky today, but they do have that dude.
Who?
Jalen Brunson.
No, he's too small.
But here's the thing, and that's
Didn't they say about you?
But you know
they
what?
Say that about you. You're a Hall of
you know
Famer.
what?
I got a philosophy. Can I say my philosophy?
Go ahead.
If your best player is small, you're not winning. John Stockton, Allen Iverson, Steve Nash, you could go down the list. Steph Curry is the only.
But he's not that small. He's not that small. He's like 6'3".
But also, though, I mean, he's the greatest shooter to ever walk the planet. He's in an outlier class.
Okay.
She is right. History says she is right.
Okay, but we're living in a new age, okay, new day. And here's the thing.
This is coming from a big man.
When we think about Jalen Brunson, we got to ask ourselves, what tier do we put him in? Right? Because every single time I see him get between those lines and it's time for him to match up against other superstars across the floor, he give them that work and he stand on business. Now, do the results come out as a win when it comes down to the Knicks overall? But hold on, stay with me. Stay with me. I watched them go on the Phoenix a couple weeks and hand them 50. I watched them come down. Right after that, I watched them bounce back, come to LA and give them a solid 29. When we watched that series last year, Jalen Brunson against the Miami Heat before they were eliminated, he was going back and forth with Jimmy Butler. I saw a couple of 35-plus point nights. So my thing is, I know he's not the typical, eye candy.
Is he the person that's going to win you a championship as 1A?
This is what I'm saying. All I know is that the last time Luka Doncic had success in the postseason and went to a conference finals, it was paired up alongside Jalen Brunson. What I'm telling...
But that's the thing. It was Luka and Jalen.
It was a combo because Jalen had his moments in there as well.
I think that's all that Becky is asking for is a
As
combo.
somebody who used to drop buckets as a small person in that.
That's what I was trying to remind you of, Becky.
As a person that used to get some buckets. I'm saying this as a small person. This is a game that the big and bold and it favors that God-given thing. And I love Jalen Brunson. But you're going to put him on the level of a 1A. You're putting him with Giannis,
KD,
Steph.
Tatum.
I'll tell you what level are we putting Donovan Mitchell at? What level do we put Devin Booker at?
Well, and how is Donovan Mitchell won in the biggest moments?
What you mean? What biggest moments? What biggest moments?
Well,
what biggest moments has Donovan Mitchell? Let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. What's the furthest Donovan Mitchell ever advanced in the postseason?
I believe the second round.
Okay, Jalen Brunson went to a Western Conference Finals. Jalen Brunson went to the Knicks, beat Donovan Mitchell when he played the Cavs last season, and then came back and lost to the Heat, who went on to knock off not only Giannis before they met up with the Knicks, but they went to knock down the Boston Celtics. But Jalen Brunson did his thing. R.J. Barrett and Julius Randle was not.
So are you saying that he's a one in the NBA?
All I'm saying is we got to stop looking at him and saying he doesn't fit the criteria of actually being a 1A. I understand he has a whack.
77 years of basketball in the NBA.
I understand.
And it's not a knock. It's not a knock on Brunson. It's just the way things are currently constructed.
Okay, if you swap the two, since everybody said, "Oh, the Knicks need a superstar. The Knicks need this." If Dame was in Jalen Brunson's shoes, would the Knicks be better? No. If Donovan Mitchell was in Jalen Brunson's shoes, would the Knicks be better? Hell no. So why are we not putting him in that caliber?
small guard couldn't be the man to get a chip?
First and foremost, why would he pay attention to anything Becky Hammon has to say? Let's start there, right? Let her stick on that side of basketball. I'm dead ass. Like, why would he pay attention to anything she has to say?
Looks like Stephen A. Smith is trying to clean things up after those old Jalen Brunson comments started making the rounds again. From the way it played out, it comes across like Brunson wanted that acknowledgement in public rather than behind closed doors. You can easily imagine a situation where Stephen A. Smith reached out privately once those clips went viral, but Brunson was more interested in hearing it addressed the same way the criticism was delivered. After all, the original comments were made on national television, so having that apology happen face-to-face and on air carries a different weight. Credit to Jalen Brunson for standing on that. It also puts a spotlight on a bigger issue with a lot of sports media personalities and the way they talk about players. Some of the criticism gets so strong and so personal that when those takes end up being wrong, people expect the same level of accountability that came with the original comments. That's why moments like this get so much attention. Now I want to hear from you. What do you think about Stephen A. Smith's response? Do you believe he handled it the right way? And should more media figures publicly address old takes when they get them wrong? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Now that you're NBA champion, what's your message for people saying that you're not a 1A guy?
I didn't respond to them then. I'm damn sure not going to respond to them now.